You probably don't spend a lot of time thinking about your doggy's derriere, but it's a very important part of their anatomy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you feel like you're a little behind in your knowledge and want to get to the bottom of the problem, okay, we'll stop with the puns for now. From sniffing to scooting to shaving, here's your chance to look at the 8 questions you never had the confidence to ask about your dog's butt. Before we dive in, why not subscribe and join our canine-loving community for more fun facts about your furry friend? Why does my dog keep showing me their butt? You're petting your dog, hand on their head, fingernails scratching away at that sweet spot at the base of their ears. But then, suddenly, your pup decides that they'd much rather you shift your focus to the other end. They stop, spin, and shove their butt in your face. Why? It's not that you necessarily mind petting your dog's butt, you just don't get why they're so insistent about it. Can't they scratch it themselves? Well, actually they probably can't. The way your dog's legs bend make it very difficult for them to easily scratch themselves on their butt and lower back, making it prime petting real estate for human hands. But that's not the only reason. Your puppy's posterior also has a ton of nerve endings, making it one of the most sensitive areas in their body. This can be a very negative thing if your dog experiences any kind of injury or soreness there. It will hurt a lot more than it would in a less sensitive body part. But it also makes any pats they receive to that part of the body feel extra good. So maybe it all evens out. Why does my dog sleep with their butt in my face? Petting time isn't the only time you might find yourself with a face full of canine caboose. When it's time for your dog to take a nap, you might find that your fur baby refuses to snuggle up with their head on your pillow. Instead, they decide to give you, if not the cold shoulder, then the icy hiney. Many dogs will refuse to sleep unless their butt is pointed at their human's face. Why? Are you just that ugly to look at? Or does your pet think you'll enjoy the view? The answer is actually much cuter than you'd realize. When your fur baby chooses to sleep with their butt facing you, that's their way of saying that they know that you'll, literally, always have their back. If they sleep with you watching their rear end, then they know for certain that nothing will sneak up behind them while they're catching some Z's. Why does my dog have butt swirls? If you take the time to look closely at your dog's butt, and why wouldn't you now we've given you so many reasons to appreciate it, then you might notice some strange patterns in the fur around that area. Bulldogs, Australian cattle dogs, and border collies are especially likely to have these strange, swirling spiral patterns either side of their butt. Scientists aren't quite sure what causes them, but the most popular theory is that they provide extra cushioning for when your dog sits down and extra protection for when they get into fights. Why do dogs sniff each other's butts? You're walking through the park with your furry friend when you run into a fellow dog lover. While you two humans are saying hello and making small talk, your pups are choosing a slightly stranger way of saying hi. They circle around each other and then start sniffing each other's butts. This can look a little strange, especially if one of you has a Great Dane and the other one has a Chihuahua. You might find yourself wondering why your dog would pick such a weird form of greeting. But even if you taught your clever pup to shake paw or high five, their sense of smell is the primary sense that they use to interpret the world around them. For them, smelling another dog doesn't just tell them when they last had a bath or what they last rolled in. In a funny way, your dog's butt is kinda like their business card. Showing it to their new friend lets them know all kinds of basic information about your pup, such as how they're feeling, how healthy they are, or whether they're in the market for a new dog to date. Why is my dog shuffling around on their butt? Have you ever seen your pup moving like this? Sitting on their butt with their back legs stuck out in front of them and using their front legs to drag themselves around. If you recognize this motion, then you've seen your dog scooting. Scooting may look funny, but it's a very concerning behavior. The first problem that may occur to you when you see your dog dragging their butt across your carpet is that it's highly unsanitary. Dogs don't typically wear underwear, and if you're unlucky, you may end up with a trail of skid marks on your floor. But it's also a problem for your dog. Dogs don't scoot for the sheer fun of it. They do it because it's the only way they can easily scratch their itchy butts. Your dog's butt could itch for a number of reasons, but the most common are impacted anal glands, parasites, or some kind of allergic reaction. In general, most of the things that would cause your dog to start scooting on a regular basis are things that will require a trip to the vet. So if you catch your dog doing this, then it's a good idea to get them checked out ASAP. What are anal glands? You might think you already know the answer to this question based just on the name, that answer being gross or something I don't want to hear about. But as we all know, being a good pet parent means learning everything you need to know about your dog. Many dog owners only learn about their dog's anal glands when a vet turns around one day and tells them that they're impacted. So, what are anal glands? They're special glands found in small sacs that are hidden just inside your dog's butt. These can release a strong, smelling fluid, which your dog uses to mark their territory and ease their bowel movements. When your puppy poops, the poop presses down on these glands, causing them to release their fluid. This fluid acts as a lubricant to help your dog's poop pass more easily. It also marks your dog's poop with their specific scent, allowing other dogs to recognize it as their poop marking their territory. Anal glands can become impacted or blocked when your dog goes too long without pooping, or when your dog's poop is too soft to force the glands to empty. If your dog starts scooting, or biting and licking at their butt more than usual, or if their butt starts to smell really bad, then that can be a sign of an impacted anal gland, and a sign that your dog needs a visit to the vet. Should I wipe my dog's butt? Most of us, hopefully, were taught to wipe after going to the bathroom when we were kids. So, you might find yourself wondering, why does your dog not have to do the same? Are you sure that your dog's butt is as clean as it needs to be? Should you be helping them wipe after they go? Rest assured, you don't need to worry. Without getting too graphic, the reason humans have to wipe when most animals don't is because humans have butt cheeks. The human butt is largely comprised of a big muscle called the gluteus maximus, which is what gives us our big butts and what allows us to support our upper body weight on our hips, which is important when you're two-legged, in other words, biped. Dogs are quadrupeds, and so have 4 legs to support their weight. They don't need an enlarged gluteus maximus, which is why that furry butt is flat as a pancake. How do I deal with dingleberries? Okay, so you accept that there's no point wiping your dog's backside after they go to the bathroom, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing you can do to ensure your canine companion has a hygienic hiney. Dingleberries are stray poops that get tangled in the fur of long-haired dogs. They're more likely if your dog's poop has been unusually soft. If you spot these in your dog's fur, the best thing to do is cut them out with a pair of scissors. If the problem persists, then you might have to take a trip to the groomers and get the fur around your dog's butt shaved. In 2022, a UK-based survey found that a shocking 75% of dog owners reported behaviors in their pets that pointed at severe anxiety or depression. As much as we'd like to think that we know our pups well enough, dogs have a lot of ways of communicating that they're unhappy, and some are more subtle than others. From how it's caused, to its signs, to how to solve it once you've spotted it. In this video, we're going to take a deep look at canine loneliness.